guys, welcome back to California Cooking. On this week's episode, we're taking you to a California soul food restaurant that's cooking up your favorite comfort food, but with a lighter twist. Then it's an easy weeknight meal. I'm making tilapia with a tasty red pepper sauce. And picnic season is here. Steve Kuzj has taken us to an Italian deli that's the perfect quick stop for a meal to go. First up, I'm getting in the kitchen with Chef Keith Corbin of Alta Adams. It is a California comfort food restaurant, and he learned these recipes by cooking in the kitchen with his grandma. Take a look. Chef Keith Corbin.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great.
Alta Adams, beautiful windows. Adams, right out here, a neighborhood that you are familiar with. You grew up in Watts.
I grew up in Watts.
You really felt like this was a great place for a restaurant. Why?
Because it's a community that's just like mine. And also I just felt that it was an opportunity with all the development that we come in and connect with the people that's already here.
Daniel Patterson is a Michelin star chef. Restaurants in the Bay Area.
Yes.
How did you meet him and how did this relationship start?
Daniel and Roy started a company called Loco, and they came down to our community and they opened a restaurant. At the time, I was just coming home from prison, and I just lost the job at the oil refinery. And I was turning the corner and seeing a sign for hire, and I went and applied. And I was hired on as a manager. And when I met Daniel, we just vibed in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He seen something that he thought he can grow, and that's what he did. He took me with him.
And I would imagine getting out of prison, it's not easy to get a job.
It's my first job ever. What the oil refinery was, and then I was let go because of my background. So Local, in a sense, was like my second job, but it was my second job within 2 months. So I didn't really get to work at the first one long. So it was, the kitchen is actually my first job.
And what is it about Daniel that he either saw that in you or he believes in people that they deserve a second chance?
That's kind of like where he is in life, right? And like that's what this company is about, and like that's what that company was about, and that's his mission. That's what he's on. Like he see past all the other, if I could say, BS. Yeah. Right, and give people chances.
People in the neighborhood, they come in, they see a new restaurant. What do they say about your food? And the whole vibe of the place is really beautiful.
Everything goes together. They love it.
Yeah.
For me, I just wanted a place where I can go, be able to come eat, and have the ambiance and have food that I'm familiar with. Yeah. And that was nowhere. It's
a soul food restaurant, but California.
Refined soul food.
Right.
California soul food.
What does that mean, California soul food?
So I'm gonna take dishes from the South and create them with new ingredients in California. So we have the oceans, the doctor table. We have the farm market, farm to table. It's just created with California love, California passion, fresh ingredients, seasonal ingredients.
What about people from the southeastern U.S. that say, what do Californians know about soul food?
Well, I mean, my grandmother's from the South.
Yeah, she taught you. So creating this menu, did you take a lot of recipes that your grandma taught you?
It just took dishes that I actually grew up with. This is home cooking with a twist.
Yeah. What are we gonna make? What are we gonna cook?
So we're gonna make mac and cheese, and we're gonna pipe some deviled eggs, and we're gonna try some oxtails.
I don't think I've ever had oxtail, by the way.
Oh.
I don't think I have.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. Like we've actually broken a lot of non-oxtail eaters here.
But I look forward to trying it. Deviled eggs are one of those things every church gathering had them, every family get-together, I remember as a kid.
It's always a gathering, a party, a reunion, some type of get-together.
But I said I don't make them now because they're kind of a pain to peel all these eggs.
Yes. Well, it also
do you have a trick?
Yeah, so you can either do a 10-minute boil, or for us, we steam them. We steam them for 18 minutes at 210 degrees.
Okay. And then they're easier to peel?
And then we shock them in ice water to stop the cooking process, and it peels right off.
Oh yeah, in the piping bag. Okay, what's in your filling?
The filling is yolk, champagne vinegar, Dijon mustard, salt, tarragon, chervil, and green onions.
Paprika?
Smoked paprika. Again, everything, we love our smoke. And then chives.
Those are ready to go to the church picnic for sure. Those are...
You want to try one?
Cute. Yeah, I do.
They're cute.
Do people... Does anyone ever call your food cute?
Yes, it does, and I respond the same way every time. Cute.
You laugh?
It's all out.
Yeah, that is so good. The filling, you taste a little tang, which is that champagne vinegar.
Champagne vinegar and the sweetness from champagne vinegar.
The tarragon, which is that little licoricey note, and the mustard. I love it. Okay, chef, this is your, I'm gonna say your famous mac and cheese.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. You know, everybody's mac and cheese is different. Do you have a secret for yours that you're willing to reveal?
Yeah, I make a bechamel,
Ah,
right?
yeah.
And then I do a cheese sauce over the top. So we make like our own cheese whiz.
In the pan, what do you got? Yeah.
I grew up loving jalapeno cheese.
Yes.
Nacho cheese with jalapeno. So that's kind of what I make. I make a jalapeno nacho cheese, like a jalapeno cheese to go in my mac.
So you've got butter and jalapeno.
Butter and jalapeno. So I'm infusing the butter right now with jalapeno.
So is it spicy or it just has a little kick?
It just has a bite. It's not even a kick, it's just a bite. Brings a little flavor besides just having cheese. Then we add the flour. So we make a bechamel.
Yeah, so like a cream sauce. This is a two-handed pour right here. And you can do this by heart now. You don't look at recipes or anything anymore, do you?
Well, I do because you want the same quality every time. So you take the recipe that you created.
Because that's what keeps people coming back,
Yes.
right? They want to taste it the same way every time.
For me, the mac and cheese is something you usually eat with barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, right? I usually eat it with barbecue. So usually have that smoky element.
Right.
So since we don't have barbecue, I bring the smoke to the mac and cheese.
And then do you bake it?
No,
No, you just like that.
we pick it up for service. No, we'll take this and we'll marry the mac and cheese in the sauce in a skillet per order. So
Oh, here's the 4 cheeses.
Here's the 4 cheeses. You want to hold it?
Okay, I'm gonna hold it.
Great.
I'll hold your cheese.
So we just sprinkle it in.
Is it someone's job to shred all this every day?
I'm not gonna say who, cause she'll kill me. This is the measurement of each cheeses.
Yeah.
It's not just random.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing right there. Oh my gosh, it's so creamy and cheesy. I just want to dunk stuff in there. Like dunk a big tortilla chip or something.
And that's your cheese for your macaroni.
That's it. Beautiful. Look at that beautiful cheese sauce. You could pour that on anything.
You wanna try?
Yes, a bowl of melted cheese. Who needs the macaroni? Oh, that is really good. You totally taste the jalapeno, but it's just like, it's not spicy. That is good. And I can't get over the mac and cheese with the huge dollop of,
House-made smoked Gouda cheese.
oh my gosh.
It brings a different texture, creaminess.
I get the smoke right away.
It's not dry.
Nope. This is the oxtail that I've never had before. And I even heard that there's some miso in here, which is another unexpected flavor.
California has great influences. I had a lot of food with miso and soy as an umami, so I wanted to bring that to this dish.
How do I go at it?
Oh, you don't need a knife.
Okay. It's off the bone.
It falls right off the bone.
Oh my. You're right.
Right?
This tastes like my Grandma Millie's Sunday roast. It really makes me want to cry. I'm serious because it's such a familiar flavor.
And you said such a familiar flavor, but it has the miso and soy.
She wasn't using that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing with California so for
Yeah.
we trailblaze a new way to get to the same
right.
result.
Chef, this is just the loveliest meal. Thank you so much. I loved hanging out in the kitchen with Chef Keith. His story is good for the soul, and so is his food. To see me taste more specialties and for the deviled eggs recipe, go to ktla.com. Coming up, Steve Kuzj is taking us to an Italian deli making picnic-perfect sandwiches. Then I'm making a green spinach pesto pizza, but will Levi like it? But first, it's a quick and easy weeknight meal. I'm making tilapia with a red pepper cream sauce. That's coming up. I try to make fish a couple of times a week, and when I do, I have to make a little something decadent to go along with it. So I'm making tilapia with red pepper cream sauce. Take a look. Don't Don't you feel like when we get into the summer months, you want something a little bit lighter for dinner? And that tends to mean fish in a lot of cases for my family. So I am making a tilapia with a roasted red pepper cream sauce. And I know you say cream and go, wait a minute, I thought it was supposed to be a light thing. Just a little splash of cream goes a long way and really makes this sauce nice and red and creamy. Behind me here, I've got some little cherry tomatoes on a dry skillet, no oils in the skillet, but I just want them to blister. I want them to get soft and blackened a little, and I'm gonna add them to the red pepper sauce. But here, I got a little bit of a shallot, and I'm just gonna do a chop, and I chose a shallot because I just think it's a softer oniony flavor, if you know what I mean. Sometimes a white onion can be a little harsh. And I'm just gonna soften these. These will be the base for our sauce. So I'm gonna put our shallots in a little bit of olive oil and get those going. And then I'm gonna also cut up our roasted red pepper. And the roasted red pepper, you could do yourself, which you would take a bell pepper and you would roast it and make sure then you peel off the skin, and that's how you get a roasted red pepper. I bought them to save us some time. Make sure, oh, my tomatoes are good, so I'm gonna turn those off. So we've got our little cherry tomatoes nice and blistered. Now for our roasted red peppers. This can happen to have orange, red, and yellow together, which is great. And I'm gonna just cut them into a big chunk because we're going to put these into the blender. Just a rough chop, because I'm gonna stick them back there with our shallot just to cook a little bit. Even though they're soft, I just wanna incorporate the flavors with the shallot. In go our peppers to the pan. While our peppers are cooking, I'm gonna get our tilapia. That's any, I think, light white fish would be great. But I chose tilapia because it's inexpensive, relatively speaking, compared to other fish at the grocery store. And I enjoy it. It's a nice flaky white fish. Salt and pepper, our fillets, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of smoked paprika, which again is from a pepper, not a spicy pepper, but just to kind of hit back on that red pepper sauce, to have a little bit of the smoked paprika. Brings that flavor into our fish, and then some black pepper. And that's it. And then I'm just gonna pan saute these fillets, and then we pour the sauce on top. I'm gonna add 2 whole cloves of garlic, and the reason I'm leaving them whole is because we're gonna blend it in the blender, so no need to bother chopping. Okay, time to break out the blender or food processor to make the sauce. It's super easy. We're gonna put in our peppers and our onions and our 2 cloves of garlic, the whole thing. There you go. To that, our handful of cherry tomatoes that blackened and got soft. I'm gonna add a little chicken stock or vegetable stock, just to kind of get things going. You need a little liquid to get this sauce blending. Okay, let's see how it does. Beautiful. We're going to add a little bit of heavy cream and some grated Parmesan cheese. 2 heaping teaspoons, 3. And just a quick whir to get it blended together. So our red pepper sauce is done, easy, easy. Now we're just gonna cook up the tilapia, top the fish with the sauce, and you've got dinner. So let's take our fish back to the pan and saute them up. Time to fry up our tilapia. Medium-high heat, some olive oil in the pan. And these cook up really fast because they're pretty thin. I think I could get 3 in. Maybe this little one can squeeze in there. All right. And let them go. Hit them with a little salt in the back end. Okay, so our fish is almost cooked. And now I'm gonna add our red pepper sauce just to coat the fish, warm it back up again. Coat the whole thing. You can never have enough sauce. In my opinion, yum. I'm gonna top the fish with some basil. So I took a few basil leaves, just rolled them up and gave them a little chiffonade, and then sprinkle the basil leaves on top. It looks pretty and it smells really good, the basil and red peppers and tomatoes are all best friends. All right, let's try. Let's taste our tilapia with red pepper sauce. A little bit of basil. It's so fresh, light, and it's different. A little something different for a weeknight fish dinner. Enjoy. That fish was so good, and the whole family gave it a thumbs up. Coming up, Steve Kuzj is taking us to an Italian deli, whipping up sandwiches, meatballs, cannolis, and more. Plus, I know Levi loves broccoli, but will he love my green spinach pesto pizza with broccoli? We'll find out. It's that time of year when you want to get outside and have a picnic. Steve Kuzj is taking us to the perfect Italian deli where you can pick up some sandwiches, sides, and desserts. Take a look.
Strolling through the streets of Canoga Park, Jess, you might come across a deli that looks like it's straight out of the 1950s. And that's because it is. This is Cavaretta's Deli, and yes, it was built in 1959. And yes, not a lot has changed since then inside of here. But that's okay, it's a good thing. That's what the customers here love. The best part about Cavaretta's Deli is that everything you order comes with a side of conversation and a heaping of hospitality. Come on in. The owners, Paul and David, will tell you what I mean. Thank you guys for having us today. We are in Cavaretta's, huh?
What we've got going on here is like a lot of variety. We're trying to bring in as much like color and flavor and all kinds of stuff. We have a lot of pastas from Italy, from around the world, other groceries that come in from different parts of the world. We really do our homework and we look around, we try and find what our customers are looking for, and we go find it. This is a good place to showcase just a portion of the customers that have been coming in here for
What?
60 years.
60 years. It's your 60th anniversary.
It is. We take off an East Coast style deli, so we have the deli case, full service deli, where we're slicing meats fresh. Once you're in here, I think you get kind of like stuck in a time warp. And we've grown up here, it's our lives.
We know people by name, and they know us by name.
Customers. These are your friends.
We built relationships here, and we value that a lot.
It is an absolute pleasure, I can say, to be setting foot behind the counter where few citizens have set foot before here at Cavaretta's Deli. Paul, David, what are we making right now?
We're going to do our famous Italian cold cut sandwich.
Whoa, so famous, a lot of people throw that around. What makes yours famous?
When there's about 300 people behind the counter ordering an Italian cold cut sandwich from us, it's famous. And voila, the famous Italian cold cut.
So all that hard work we saw taking place behind the counter, well, it is now paid off because it is right here in front of us on the table. I think I have to try that world famous sandwich first.
Italian sandwich.
Everything in there just complements itself, I would say. And with a good sandwich, I think that's what's important, is everything kind of pairs together and builds upon itself, where you get that one big bite and it all just bursts in your mouth. That's a lot of food. Like this in your stomach, that's like the size of my stomach right there. I don't know if you see that. Well, let's move on to these meatballs. I saw you guys scooping these up. And
they're hand rolled by Paul, myself, the crew, and of course they're soaking in our marinara sauce. So
oh yeah.
That's the key, because the marinara is simmering all day, 7 hours.
You can really taste the time and the love that went into these, like the preparation. When you're chewing it, it's just a pleasure. It's a delight. It's easy and it's so filling. I'm actually really excited for this because a number of the customers were telling me if you try anything at here at all today, make sure you try the cannolis. So here goes.
Do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That was
Run. What I love about it is that it's not only just delicious, but it's kind of light. It's just a wonderful little dessert to top everything else off. Some places say when you're here, you're family. I'm sure you've heard that before. But at Cavaretta's Deli, you really do feel like they care. From the food to the customers, everything here matters. So if you do find yourself in Canoga Park and you're looking for a fun experience, come on down to Cavaretta's. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And hey, maybe even I'll see you here.
Steve, that looks so good, and any place that's had a loyal following since the 50s must be good. On to Levi Likes It. Now, it's hard to get kids to eat veggies sometimes. Levi loves broccoli, but I'm gonna try a green spinach pesto pizza with broccoli. Let's see if he likes it. Hey, Levi.
I don't want.
This looks delicious. It's your green pizza with broccoli. You love broccoli. Do you love broccoli?
No.
Do you love pizza?
No.
That's not true.
This is so good.
It's called reverse psychology.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
What would you like for dinner?
And with some meat.
Okay, so he didn't love my green pizza, but it really is good. If you want to get the recipe, go to ktla.com. That does it for us. If you want to hear more of my conversation with Chef Keith Corbin and how he turned his life around, check out our California Cooking Podcast. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. But you know what's upsetting? When you just got that with no...
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. Right? Isn't that the part where you just go, ah,
Oh, you eat that side first.
rookie mistake? Right? That does it for us, but I think I said that already. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. I'll see you. Ah! Oh, see? The white shirt doesn't stand a chance with this. How about just smell it? Sniff it.